Hi, everyone. Welcome if you are new here. Welcome back if you have been on my channel before. I'm Jana. I'm an astrologer, an Akashic Records reader, and a tarot reader. And my hands are moving under the table like this because I'm shuffling cards. uh, but I just wanted to quickly introduce myself, and then we're going to get into a collective tarot reading for the day. So I go by Feeling Loudly. I am on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and I offer personal readings. Again, astrology, tarot, Akashic Records. I also host periodic events and workshops about all of those things. So you can find the link to sign up for my newsletter in the description box below. You can find everything through the Linktree link down there. And you get 10% off any live reading when you join my newsletter. So definitely take advantage of that. And if you'd like more readings that are not featured here on YouTube, you can go follow me on TikTok, especially. I'm taking a break from Instagram throughout Mercury retrograde, but I'll be back there soon too. And again, that's at Feeling Loudly. Okay, so I do these collective messages a few times a week, and they may resonate with you half the time, 25% of the time, none of the time, or all of the time. It depends on where you are at and what's going on in your life. And I tune into kind of the frequency of different people, whoever is magnetized to what I'm sharing. So it's not going to resonate all the time, and that's okay. Just stick around for the readings that do resonate with you, and always use your own intuition and discernment. So today, the focus of our reading is about spiritual and energetic protection. I'm recording this on Mars Day, and Mars can be associated with a knife. Every planet has a sort of action, and Mars is like the act of separation, cutting, slicing. Mars is a sharp energy. It's the planet we would want to take with us into battle if we could choose our player. And so on Mars Day, it's a beautiful day to engage in different types of energetic protection work. If you need to perform a cord cutting, if you need to do protective magic, Mars Day, Tuesday, is a great time to do that. Also Friday night. Friday nights are ruled by Mars too. But today it feels like what I'm picking up on is that some of us are feeling psychically inundated. We're feeling like we need some extra safeguards up. Maybe you're feeling, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that there's some type of malevolent energy that's like going after you. I know there's a lot of that content online, and that can happen. But knowing the source isn't always critical. Sometimes we may just feel off. We may feel kind of inexplicably overwhelmed, flooded, have trouble focusing, and we just need to do some energetic hygiene. And so that acts as protection. And I posted a short recently about how buoying our own energy and sort of bolstering our solar energy and our self energy is the most effective way to fend off energetic attacks or to energetically protect yourself. But today I want to get a little bit deeper and see what's coming up for us collectively. So cards are shuffled. Let's get into it. So what do my humans need to know about energetic protection? What advice do you have for them today? So we'll start with 4 cards. All right. So to start, we have the Emperor. This is an Aries card and in turn is a Mars card. So the Emperor can be associated with confidence and self-possession. It feels like for many of us, we may be operating in more of an independent energy right now, and that maybe solitude is sort of acting as a protective force for us. Maybe we've cut ties with relationships that were draining us. Maybe we've cut ties with jobs that were draining us. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse feels like some type of commitment has been overturned. And maybe we're recognizing, though, that we are feeling a little bit inexperienced or like we don't have sort of the necessary safeguards up in order to move forward. The Tower, some of you may have experienced a recent sudden upheaval of some kind where you were taken by surprise, but not necessarily complete surprise. Because often when the Tower comes in, we've already had hints and warnings, and we've sort of not been willing to let go of something that wasn't meant for us, but we keep hanging on. Often death, the death card, not death itself, precedes a Tower experience. Death is the 13th card in the tarot, and it invites us into a necessary ending. But then we often resist, we hang on, and then eventually we hit the Tower, and that's where everything starts crumbling. And we recognize that we've been resisting a necessary ending because we've been afraid of grieving. We've been afraid of the feeling of loss. And so we've held off maybe on accepting that something is over or accepting that something needs to go. The Five of Cups in reverse can indicate that we're putting off feeling the loss of something, or sometimes it can be that we've kind of finally transitioned away from feelings of loss and grief. And so we're coming into a place where we're able to kind of be more present. So it depends on your timeline and what's going on in your life. This may be more recent for you, or this may be further in the past and you've kind of already moved through those feelings of loss. But it feels like we're needing now to kind of reinforce our energetic boundaries after some type of loss or upheaval. Yes. So we have the Queen of Swords coming out upright. So this Queen of Swords, I feel like for most of you is representing you. The Queen of Swords is often a Libra card. The Tower is a Mars card. So we have a lot of Martian energy here. The Queen of Swords is someone who's willing to cut ties when needed, someone who's willing to kind of take their sword and cut things off, willing to bring an end to something. And they can be a bit head over heart. They can be someone who operates a little bit more in a detached nature, not because they're emotionless or unfeeling, but because they have so much experience and they've seen the necessity of bringing in wisdom and discernment and not allowing your emotions to kind of overrun you to the point of destabilizing you or the point of immobilizing you and keeping you attached, maybe out of nostalgia or out of fondness to people, situations, jobs, whatever, that are actually causing harm in some way. Now, interestingly, we have the Queen of Wands coming out. And so in this process of cutting ties, we also find our power and our spirit. And so these, I want to say that these could represent two sides of you that are operating here or that need to be operating. This could be a call to step into this energy. Again, Queen of Swords, more of using the intellect, the mind, the discernment, and the wisdom of experience to make hard but necessary choices. Whereas the Queen of Wands, which is also an Aries card, interestingly, but could be Leo or Sagittarius, and Queen of Swords could also be Gemini or Aquarius. So take it if it resonates. The Queen of Wands is someone who's very confident and embodied, someone who is highly creative and who has a strong spirit and who isn't afraid to be seen. Wow. Okay, so which ones do you want me to take? Definitely, because we now have the King of Wands coming up. And so this is technically a match for the Queen of Wands. The King of Wands is often Sag, but again, could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Do you want me to take any of these? Okay. And we have the Four of Wands coming out. which is also an Aries card. So there's a lot of Aries on the table here. And they also want me to take the Hanged one. This is a Pisces card. So for a lot of you, there are some significant relationships here, and we sort of hinted at that already, that there may have been some humans that you had to remove from your life. They could match up with any of these signs. Again, air or fire could be significant. Pisces could be significant too. With the Four of Wands, this could be someone you live with. This could be a partner. This could be family members. This could be roommates. This could be close friends. You don't necessarily have to live with them. They could just be people that you consider chosen family. And with the Hanged one, it feels like we've been stuck on these people or in these situations for quite a while. It feels like for a lot of us, there's this tampering down of the spirit that was happening. Like we were having to make ourselves really small in order to fit into this box that was not sized accordingly for us. And we're recognizing that that was keeping us really, really stuck. And we have the Everything is Fine card. This is unique in this deck, but it's connected to the Ten of Swords. Let me see if I can get it in focus. So you see that there's a person on their phone and they have 10 swords in their back, but they're sort of dissociating into their phone in order to ignore the fact that they're in a lot of pain. And there's probably been some type of betrayal or like massive disruption in their life that's been a painful cycle, but it's eventually come to an end. And so for a lot of us, the way we were previously coping was by ignoring a painful reality and by choosing to kind of get lost in a screen. Maybe it's literal. That's sort of a depiction of the way that you've been coping with the situation. Or it could be more metaphorical, like maybe you were dissociating into fantasy or into even like substances or behaviors. It doesn't have to be something that's harmful. It can be, dissociation is a really effective coping strategy, and there's a reason that we do it and that we learn to do it often at a young age. But it feels like for many of us that habit in this case was keeping us stuck because it was sort of numbing the pain instead of allowing us to feel it and then take an action accordingly in order to relieve the pain, which it feels like for most of us is to leave. So the overall sense I'm getting here again is that a lot of disruption, the breaking of a commitment, maybe at one time the resistance to feeling the pain because we didn't want to. 3 main characters involved here, maybe more. We got the air signs and the fire signs. And this feeling that everything was culminating in this moment where maybe we were forced to take a very real look at what's going on, or maybe that's occurring for us now, currently, in real time. We also have the Two of Pentacles, which often means that we're trying to balance priorities and sort of we're in the midst of a juggling act. Oh, this is interesting. Not the Two of Pentacles. This is the Page of Pentacles. But it's interesting that I said the Two of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is another court card representing often a person. And the Page of Pentacles could be any of the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And this is someone who's younger, who's setting off on their own path. They have a backpack. They look like they're either leaving the city or maybe heading toward the city from sort of the outskirts, from more of like a rural area. And it could be one or the other. So maybe you're in the process of maybe moving or going on a journey, or maybe you're about to. And maybe these relationships have been holding you back in some way. We also have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, which tells me that there's a need to release control or attachment to a material reality, attachment to a semblance of security that's actually keeping us stuck. And let's get just a couple more cards here. Now we have the Two of Pentacles coming out. There it is. So it feels like for a lot of us, this may be a journey that's already unfolded where we already kind of left home and went off on our own. and then encountered maybe some temporary security, but we need to keep going because the journey's not complete. And now it's a time to weigh our priorities and make a decision about what we're going to focus on, where we're going to pour our energy. The pentacles, we have 3 pentacles that just came out in a row. And so there's a real focus on finances, on the material world, on our actual like physical day-to-day, often mundane priorities that we need to keep tabs on. And with temperance coming out and the Ace of Wands in reverse, there's a real need for balance. Maybe our habits have fallen out of kind of sync and we really need to get back into a routine or ritual that can be supportive for our mental and physical well-being. That could look like having a daily schedule or having just like a morning routine or a nighttime routine that sustains us. Because with the Ace of Wands in reverse, we feel tired, we feel dejected, we feel like we're kind of losing steam. And that steam, that energy is going to be really needed in the future because it feels like we're just setting off on a new adventure. And now the 7 of Pentacles coming up is connected to, again, our commitments, our patience. It's putting in the work day to day. It's looking at what we've chosen to invest ourselves into and continuing to like work the land. To after we've planted seeds, we need to continue to cultivate them. We need to continue to water the earth. We need to continue to kind of like work the soil. And so it feels like that sort of day-to-day stuff is what our focus needs to be on now. We may get really excited about the big dreams and the big visions, but it's that day-to-day, like Monday through whenever, that those small acts of love, those labors of love that actually sustain our dreams and actually help us get where we're intending to go. I'm having some challenges speaking suddenly, which is unusual in the middle of a message. So I think for some of you, there may be a lack of confidence that's coming up as we tune into this. Page of Swords in reverse can indicate someone who can be falling into maybe like gossip or cyber stalking or kind of getting consumed by petty drama at times. And so I would just caution you to kind of stay in your own lane. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Focus on putting one foot in front of the other. And don't get so caught up in comparison, because comparing yourself to other people is fruitless. We never know what's going on in someone else's life. We probably, if we saw the full picture, would not want to trade lives with someone. We often think that we do. We judge people by how they look. We judge people by what they post on social media. We think that we understand the full picture of who they are, but we have no idea. So that's for someone. And then with the 3 of Wands in reverse, I do get the sense that some of us are lacking patience because we have put in work. It feels like this has been quite the journey. But we're beginning a new one, and we need to practice patience and understand that good things take time. That kind of overnight success, while appealing, is often not sustainable. It's the success that we build up to gradually that really stands the test of time. And with the 6 of Swords in reverse, I'm feeling like you may keep wanting to return to something that has proven to you that it's not sustainable and it's not good for you. And that could be these relationships that we talked about. Again, these could be multiple people. But let's get a little bit of final advice or guidance here. Okay, the 2 of Swords. You're going to have to make a choice. And I think that choice is to cut these people off, whoever they are. And you don't have to do that harshly. But again, the essence of this message was about spiritual protection and energetic hygiene. And so I think it would be really valuable for you to perform a cord cutting if there are people that you want to move away from, and you're going to have to commit to that choice. You're going to have to keep reinforcing it. You're going to have to keep making the choice to keep unhealthy or unhelpful relationships and connections out of your life. And you don't have to do that again with anger, resentment, hatred. You can do it with love. You can focus on self-compassion as the overriding energy as you cut ties with someone else. And you can send them compassion too. I'll pop a prayer in the description box for those of you that want to do this via a prayer. It can be really effective. And I feel like when you do that, you're going to open up, really in many ways, destiny. This is the Wheel of Fortune. It indicates that there are these really powerful and often destined or fated, it feels like, experiences that are on the way for us. What goes up must come down. What goes down must come up. We recognize that the ups and downs of our life are temporary, and that if you're going through a phase of contraction where things feel really hard, it will at some point be followed by expansion, and vice versa. If you're feeling great and on top of the world, know that that won't last forever. So appreciate where you're at now and know that it's going to change. There's major change that's ahead for you. And I saw 2020 on the time as I said that. So you may also be seeing clearly. And I think that this phase of massive change for you had to be preceded by awakening to what's not working in your life, and maybe awakening to the people that aren't meant to ride with you. Okay, that's all. Subscribe if you want more messages like this, and if this resonated, please do like and comment. It makes a really big difference, and I love to hear from you. It's good to hear humans, real voices or typed voices. And again, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can find the link in the description below. And please do follow me on TikTok and Instagram, and subscribe to my newsletter if you want to hear more from me. I'm doing a lot of stuff in the next couple months, and it's going to be exciting. I hope to see you there. Bye.